Hey crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. I'm back with another design team projects share for Scrap Diva Designs. Here is all of her information, the website right here, all of her socials on the back, and of course, as always, if you're inspired by me by any way, feel free to use my coupon code JEN10 for 10% off. This week, we are going to be focusing on the Suitcase Shadow Box die. I have been waiting to play with this. I've just kind of had an idea brewing in my head of what I wanted to do, and finally, I just kind of worked it out on how I was going to do it. And once I did, I just ran and started playing. But this is what I created. I so love it. It is an embellishment box. This is for a challenge that I'm participating in, and once I get the challenge all completed, I will share it with you guys. But this is the embellishment box. So stinking cute. So inside, these are magnetized and the box flips open like this, and you've got two pretty big boxes in there. I have mine holding, these are the jam jars from the shop, and then here's the larger of the two, love. And then I also did some shaker strawberries, and this is the smaller of the strawberry dies. And then both of these are, of course, from Scrap Diva as well. This is created with the Poppy and Pear collection. I have been wanting to play with this for so long, but I really hesitated on buying the physical product, knowing American Crafts usually brings their collections into digital. So I waited for it to come out to digital. And you guys, if you're interested, I believe it's going to be on sale all weekend. I paid, I want to say it was 25 bucks for the entire digital set. And let me tell you, it was four files of pattern paper and 8 files of ephemera. So, I mean, I thought that was a really good deal. I knew as soon as I saw this collection that this is one that I'm going to go back to time and time again. I love the colors. I love the pinks and the blues. And now that I'm kind of getting into purple, you know, it's got a fun mix of all my faves. And it's just so cute. Oh my gosh. So this is a tutorial, and I am going to show you how I did this. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so to make our embellishment box, we are going to start with the box portion itself. So for this portion, I have cut the base layer 3 times and I've already layered them together. This is a symmetrical die, so you can use it either the front or the back. It's totally fine. You are also going to want the sides of the box. So the die set is going to come with these 3 layers. So, and each layer has its own layer. So this is going to be the base portion of our box. I've cut this once and I've already layered the portion. These are all different sizes, so just take note of it. I also have one of these, and it's going to have a tab at the bottom, and there's no tab at this top. Already layered my stitched layer, and then we're also going to have this. Now this is the longest one, and it has 2 tabs on each side, and then we also have these tabs. So I've already went ahead and scored this one, but I'm going to show you guys again on how I do my scoring for these long strips. So I get out my ruler and I place it on a flat edge, and I've already done these 2 at the each side of it, and then I go through, and this way you know it's all straight, because if you do individual tabs, sometimes they have a tendency to get a little wonky. This way I know they're not or they're all in line. So then I'm going to grab my bone folder and bring down that edge. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side right here. Now we can go ahead and bring these 2 together. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here to this tab and line up. I set this aside to cure, and I'm going to bring my attention to this base portion. So I have these 3 layers cut, and this is going to form my box. So I've just used this inside piece here. So take note, you have one that cuts like this, one that cuts like this. I have these 2 are going to form the top and bottom in between my layers like this. But I also cut this 3rd one too, just because I really want a sturdy box. Snip that handle portion off. I don't need it for this part. This is going to sit like this. I'm gonna grab a little bit of glue. Now for this one too, I'm going to add this to this side. So grab a little glue. Alright, so at this part, you should have these 2 pieces just like this. To make this easy on myself, I'm going to start with this tab. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down like so. Now we can just use these tabs to go around instead of having to glue to the inside portion, which I find to be a lot harder. So for this, I can actually do quite a few tabs all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding my glue. Make sure to use your work surface. Okay, so I've gotten most of mine together, and you're gonna find by doing it this way, you're gonna need a little patch for this part right here. Don't worry, super easy to do. So all I did was cut that base piece out, and then I cut a 3/4 of an inch strip, excluding the tab on the bottom. So together you want, it's just over 1 inch, but just make sure that you have 3/4 of an inch right here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to my base tab. Add it right here. Add some glue. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of my layering piece right to the top. There you go. So none the wiser, and it's much easier than following along the inside curve. So as you can see, I left this portion open. I do want to do my support for the interior, and that's how you're going to make your divided box. Cut the base twice in the matching cardstock for the interior. So to get this, all I did was measure, this is the strap piece, and that's what you're going to use for the front. And you're just going to go ahead and line it up. Grab my scissors and snip. I'm going to go ahead and create some more tabs by going just to the score line and then folding that over. I'm just going to go ahead and form a rectangle by adding these 2 strap pieces right to the top. You notice that I don't have any caps on these 2 sides. It's totally fine. You're not even going to be able to see it. So all I'm going to do is kind of find the center of my box, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that in. Now that we have our box in, I'm just going to flip this over and start doing my tab portion. So super easy to do. Okay, now that I have my back portion on, I've kind of glued everything into place. I'm going to make this really sturdy by adding this back right here. So I'm just going to go through with some Bearly Art. And I'm using a pretty heavy layer here. So we've got the base of our embellishment book done. Super cute, lots of fun. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add just one more tab to this, and this is just the edge of this bottom piece, and I've just cut the tab off an equal distance. So you have something that looks like this. Very, very simple. So I know this isn't a full one, but all I did was just trim right here, essentially. Add a little bit of glue. I'm going to line that up with the base of my box. This is going to be my cover piece. I can go ahead and put that on now. Okay, so we have the base of our box. Okay, so for the shaker portion of my box, I have cut 3 of these out. 2 of these are going to get glued together, and then the 1 is going to be my back piece. And then I also have these 2 layers of acetate. So for this layer, I'm using Bearly Art's acetate, and then I also have a printed acetate. Whenever I'm using printed acetate, I do not like to do 2 layers of it if I'm doing a clear shaker portion, because it just looks a little busy for my taste. Start by adding the top portion to my acetate layer. So I've already put some double-sided tape on this. I love using double-sided tape when I'm using acetate. It's just a really quick hold, and you don't have to worry about it moving around on you. Once I have this on, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to go ahead and add one of my strawberry layers. Go ahead and add the acetate to this layer. I'm going to grab strips for this. You could easily use some foam if you wanted, totally up to you. But I am just going to place some of these cubies. Okay, so now that I have this back portion done, I am just going to line this up here, and I'm actually going to use some double-sided tape for this. And then just gently fold this over. I'm just going to create a simple shaker for this portion. So my shaker is going to be made out of some foamies. Okay, so I have my shaker portion on, just the base of it at least. So I went ahead with the foamy strips, and then I also cut a 1/4 inch piece of paper and went around the foam, just because you're going to be able to see it. It's, you know, it's a 1/4 inch. I use 1/4 inch strips, so I wanted to cover that up. Okay, I have my shaker portion in. Now I'm just going to cover it with my front panel. So good. So good. So now it's just a matter of decorating it. I did cut out a few things here. So the die set does come with some handles. I've already done some strips for these. I did cut a couple of bows. I'm going to pop some ephemera on, and I will be right back. So, oh my gosh, you guys, this is how it turned out. Oh, I love it. I love it. So I ended up taking that extra set of handles off the middle layer so that I didn't have 3 handles total. I wasn't crazy about it. I just didn't like the look. I wanted 2. So I just snipped those off with scissors. And then I did add in the die cut handles. I had to cut the handle. I did the gold several times because I wanted it on the front and the back. So I had a whole bunch of these pieces, so I glued them all together and added them just to the front. So the die set comes with these really cool buckles. Loved that. Just take note if you're putting them on like I did, and if you kind of need a tutorial on how I did my buckles, I modeled this after the original suitcase that I made. And I will link that in the description box if you wanted to see how I created the buckle hardware. It's the exact same way as I did in my original one, the way that I kind of flipped it. And this one I did make magnetic. And then this is the double loop bow from the shop. And then I just added some of these cute little strawberries in here. I did this tiny little roller skate. The fun is from the Poppy and Pear collection. Actually, this is all digital ephemera from the collection with the exception of the cabochons, and I just did a ton of flowers. This collection is just begging for flowers. I love it. Some of the sakura flowers you'll find. I did some of the large sakura that goes with the flower pot die. This too is from the flower pot die set. It's not a flower that I use very often, but I'm kind of regretting not using it often because look at that. Isn't that cute? I like it. I did some of the edge flowers. The yellow ones are the edge flower. Of course, you know, those ever-present leaves. I love them. Just super cute and fun. I love how this turned out. So once again, this is the inside, and then you've got plenty of space in here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the love and the support in the comments. Just know that I'm reading every single one, and I truly enjoy hearing from you guys. Feel free to use my coupon code JEN10 for 10% off your purchase at the shop. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye!